Let's look at one more passage of scripture from the Gospels, and that is John chapter 1, verse 1 all the way to verse 18. This is really important because this is the reason why we mentioned earlier Arianism is rejected, and it emphasizes the eternal nature of Jesus, the second person of the Trinity. John chapter 1 starts this way. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. There came a man, sent from God, whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify about the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but he came to testify about the light. This is obviously talking about John the Baptist and his ministry. Going down to verse 14. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we saw his glory. Glory as the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified about him and cried out, saying, This was he whom I said, He who comes after me has a higher rank than I, for he existed before me. For of his fullness we have all received, and grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth were realized through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten God, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has explained him. Here we clearly see the emphasis that Jesus is God, Jesus is eternal, but the Father is also God, and the Father is also eternal. Of course, later in John chapter 1, we won't go there, but then we get to the baptism of Jesus, and that's obviously important when you get to see the Spirit, who is also not a part of God, because that may get us into partialism. We have to be careful with our terminology, but who is a person of God. We see him at play as well. This is what I try to say about John chapter 1, the prologue. It presents a three-part prologue to John's Gospel. In verses 1 through 5, the Word is introduced, both identified with and distinguished from God. Again, we see that diversity in the unity. In verses 6 through 13, the Word is illuminated by the Word, who is not only the agent of creation, but also the advent of redemption. In verses 14 through 18, the Word becomes incarnate, not only redeeming vulnerable human flesh, but thereby revealing the glorious fullness of divine truth. But it's not just the New Testament that reveals the Trinity to us.